Hey, Master of Speed, it's Terra Master. That is Justice. It is definitely Thursday, and welcome back to another worst case scenario. Today, we're talking about the primary antagonist of Season 1, who for some reason you never see or hear of until the episode in which they begin the final duel as the climax of the season. So there's no build up at all.
Look, everyone knows the best way to make sure everyone really cares about your big villain is to never show anything about them until the end.
Yep.
Not giving any build up whatsoever.
Yep, makes complete sense. Alright, that is Kagemaru. Speaking of big villains, our first card today is the big villain of Season 3. That is Yugioh. No, actually, no. This is a worst case scenario. That's not happening. Alright. Justice, why don't you start us off with the real cards here?
Yeah, so Kagemaru's whole thing is Sacred Beasts. So we have Sacred Beasts, which are obviously confirmed as secret rares in the box. We can talk about them a little bit. This is probably going to be both best and worst case since they are confirmed. We know they're in his deck. So you might see them again tomorrow, but here we go. We won't talk about them tomorrow. We'll do it today. Come on, Lord of Striking Thunder. All these cannot be normal summoned or set. They have special summoning conditions. This one, you have to send 3 face-up continuous spells you control to the graveyard. But don't worry, folks. We're going to give you some continuous spells in this deck. Make sure you're able to summon it. It is 4,000 attack and defense, so it is humongous. If it destroys an opponent's monster in battle, sends it to the graveyard, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent, because we need burn damage in speed duels. We don't have any of that, so we need it. But also, while it is in defense position, monsters your opponent controls cannot target monsters for attacks except this one. So when it's sitting there and it's 4,000 defense booty, it's protecting all your other monsters from being attacked. So there you go.
Surely effects like that have been very good throughout history of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay.
Alright, moving on to the next Sacred Beast. This is Rabiel, Lord of Phantasms. It is Dark Fiend 4,000. Is it just an Obelisk retrain? Yeah, probably. The first one was a raw retrain, so it makes sense. Yeah. Cannot be normal summon set. Must be special summon by tributing 3 Fiend monsters, and there's gonna be some Fiend monsters. Each time your opponent normal summons a monster, special summon 1 Phantasm token. Fiend, Dark, low 1, attack 1,000, defense 1,000. But it cannot declare an attack. However, the reason you want these tokens, once per turn you can tribute a monster. This card gains attack equal to tribute a monster attack until the end of the turn. So tributing one of those tokens makes it 5,000. If you could tribute something bigger somehow, obviously that's even better. So there you go, Rabiel.
It's huge.
Yep, that's its entire effect. It's huge, and it makes stuff to help it get big.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Next, we have Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames. It is a fire pyro. The way you special summon this is by sending 3 face-up traps you control to the graveyard. So we gave you some continuous traps. Don't you worry. And it gains 1,000 attack for each continuous trap in your graveyard because it starts with 0 attack and defense. It doesn't even gain any defense, just attack. Stays at 0 defense. Once per turn, though, you can target 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls and destroy it. And either player can activate spell or trap cards in response to this effect's activation. So it's like kind of almost better Night Beam because it doesn't have to be set. So that part's actually pretty okay, all things considered.
It does have to be set. What?
Oh, it says set. Yeah, it's Night Beam I missed the word set. I'm Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't read. Yeah, it's Night Beam on a stick.
Okay.
And so, like, that's okay. And it can get huge, like the other ones.
Yes. Woo! Okay. We have the Sacred Beast support card monster in this worst case scenario here. That is Chaos Core. It is a dark 0/0 Fiend. I see, told you, Fiend monsters.
Got it.
Yep. When either player activates a card effect that targets this card, or when your opponent targets it for an attack, you can send up to 1 of each of the Sacred Beasts from your hand and or deck to the graveyard. And if you do, place 1 Phantasm counter on this card for each card sent to the graveyard. And if you do place at least 1, you take no battle damage this turn. You can only use this effect to Chaos Core once per turn. If this card be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can remove one Phantasm counter from this card instead. So you're sending your Sacred Beast from your deck to the graveyard to have a monster that doesn't die. To do what exactly? I don't know. Figure it out.
Especially because, you can't really revive them from the grave, at least with the cards we're giving you here, because, they didn't fulfill their summoning conditions. So they protected your Chaos Core, which protected your life points. Good deal.
Yeah.
Very strong.
Cool. All right. Moving on.
All right, another Sacred Beast support card. You thought you were only getting one? No, you're getting another one. Phantasmal Martyrs. It's for the Sacred Beasts. Obviously, it has to be good. Plus, it's while you have at least 2 other cards in your hand and control either Uriah or Hamon, not Raviel for some reason. So, you have to control a Sacred Beast, plus have at least 2 cards in your hand. This effect must be insane with that kind of restriction, right? Hell yes. And at least send your entire hand to the graveyard, just be at least 2 cards, to special summon 3 Phantasmal Martyr tokens, which are 0 attack and defense in attack position.
Do you understand why this is worst case scenario, by the way?
Plus, because this is speed duels, you actually can't summon 3 tokens while you control another monster.
Yes.
So yeah.
This
Seems
is
great.
Literally unplayable, but me, Injustice, as you know, would not put it past the current speed duel team to forget that Speed Duel has 3 zones or misread this card and just put it in there anyway because they're like, well, they have 3 zones. This sub is 3 monsters. Everything is fine.
Yes. And Sacred Beast support. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And they're fiends, so you can immediately summon your Raviel. See?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So this is purely in here for jokes, but honestly, I wouldn't be 100% surprised if a mistake like this happens. Okay. Now we're going on to some continuous spells, which we promised would be here. We got Card Trader. Now I promise you, when this card first came out, I think it was like 10 years old. 10-year-old me thought this card was amazing. I was like, wow, once per turn, I can take a bad card, put it back into my deck, and then just draw a new one. That's insane. Actually, the solution was just for me to not play bad cards in my deck, but 10-year-olds don't know that.
Why would we do that?
Yeah, why would we do that? Okay, that's Card Trader.
Yeah, actually, Card Trader is insane because we literally have a skill that does the same thing, but it's only twice per duel. This is every turn. No restrictions.
Yes.
So it's just better switcheroo. Easy.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Okay.
Alright, next we have Child's Play as a continuous spell. Each time your opponent summons a monster, gain 300 life points. Incredible. It's like Golden Ladybug, but worse. Fantastic. Your monsters cannot be destroyed by battle while you have 10,000 or more life points. So get your ladybugs ready. It's time to become indestructible.
Yes, we are helping Ladybug stall with this card.
See, we help you guys do.
They do tend to prefer to get 10,000, 20,000, 50 million life points. So while you have that, you will be unbeatable. Congratulations.
Yeah, there you
go. All right. We got Dangerous Machine Type 6. This is for all the gamblers in the community, all the people that Justice has to deal with. During each of your standby phases, roll a 6-sided die and apply the result. For 1, you discard a card. That's great. 2, your opponent discards 1 card. That one is great. 3, draw 1 card. Sure, whatever. 4, your opponent draws 1 card. Yeah, that's amazing. 5, destroy 1 monster your opponent controls. Hey, that's not bad. And 6, destroy this card. Surely that's what you want to roll every single time.
Yep. Well, if you roll 6, it means you can't get any of the bad rolls.
Yeah.
Because the card won't be there anymore.
Exactly.
Protect you from yourself.
Easy. It's a dangerous machine. You don't want it to be out there for too long.
Yep, it's true.
You already made the mistake of activating it. Okay.
Alright, next we have Quarantine. No, this is not specifically a 2020 card. What we have is, once per turn, during the end phase, you can target 1 set, spell, or trap card your opponent controls and destroy... No, wait, that would be too good. You just look at it. And that's it. That's what you do.
Hey, it must be insane because we have a skill called the Psychic Duelist, which what if you have access to do this? So woo. Okay, cool. That's all for continuous spells. There's actually, you want to do your reprint thing, for the spell reprints?
Yeah. Well, Fiend Sanctuary. No, we're gonna talk about it because it's important.
Okay, fine.
They're fiends, baby.
It's true. It's true.
This is Raviel support.
It is Raviel support.
In one turn, you can make Raviel on an empty board. Just play 3 Fiend Sanctuaries and then tribute them all for Raviel special summon.
Yeah, so if you open Fiend Sanctuary, Fiend Sanctuary, Fiend Sanctuary, and Raviel, you've got it.
Yeah. And, like, we know this card has to be good even though it's a reprint because it's literally the card that Kaiba gave that allowed Yugi to beat Merrick. And he never would have won without it somehow because how crazy good this card is.
Yes.
So it's worth a reprint.
Exactly. Obviously.
And I think we should talk about Future Fusion too because it has a specific use in this deck. What are we using?
You're right, it does. All right, so Future Fusion, you're actually fusing all 3 of your Sacred Beasts. You're saying, what? That doesn't make any sense. Sure it does. Look down here. We got Armatile, the Chaos Phantasm. Now this is the Fiend, so after you've summoned it, you can tribute it for Raviel again if you're playing 2 Raviel. Think about that. So that's the 3 Sacred Beasts. Must be self-summoned by banishing the above card you control. So you can, if you don't want to do the Future Fusion thing.
Which, by the way, you can't because it says must first be special summoned. But so you can't even foo-foo it, but don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Look, the point is you can do things, okay?
Yeah.
It's
if your opponent isn't paying attention, you can foo-foo for this.
Again, this is one of those where we wouldn't be surprised. Okay. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Gains 10,000 attack during your turn only. It's huge.
You thought the Sacred Beasts were big? This thing has 10,000 attack points on your turn.
It's absolutely insane. That is
all you have to do is have all 3 Sacred Beasts in play and then banish them.
Yes. I just want to say it is not illegal to activate Future Fusion, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, you can activate it.
You throw it out there, and then you tribute it. That's why it exists.
Yeah.
All right.
Easy.
Don't worry about it. Cool. Move it on.
We're gonna do some continuous traps now to support Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames. It is Aegis of Gaia, which when you activate it, you gain 3,000 life points. Now you might be saying, holy crap, that's a ton of life points. And synergy with Child's Play, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, and if this face-up card is removed from the field, by any means, including contributing for Uriah, you take 3,000 damage. It's fine. It does nothing.
No big deal.
No downsides. So
No, not at all. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you gain 3,000, you lose 3,000, that's net 0. You're fine.
Look, you activate Child's Play. You get to 10,000 by activating 2 Aegis of Gaia. And then you chill until you're ready to tribute it for Uriah, which is illegal because you have 1 continuous spell and 2 continuous traps in the field. But again, like I said, we're not worrying about rules here. Rules are for losers and such.
Right.
All right, moving on. Appropriate. Activate only when your opponent draws a card outside of their draw phase. After that, each time your opponent draws a card outside of either draw phase, immediately draw 2 cards.
So first, you wait for your opponent to draw a card outside of either draw phase. It doesn't have to do it during your turn phase. Then you can activate it. And what does it do right then? Nothing. But the next time they draw outside of their draw phase, bam! Pot of greed for you.
Yes. Look, your opponent plays Allure of Darkness. It is limited 2, which means they probably got a second one in there. So you flip this over right away and you say, yeah, play your second one now, clown. Got him.
Yeah, you attack into their set to Koichi, they draw a card, you don't activate this because it's damage step.
Nice. Alright, moving right along.
Alright, moving on. So, we talked about this one a little bit. This is great. We know Aquacorus is confirmed not only to be in the box, but to be a secret rare in the box. And we're like, well, where does Aquacorus fit? It's a continuous trap! It all makes sense now. Plus, when you use your multiple Fiend Sanctuaries, now you have multiple of the same monsters on the field, which Aqua Chorus will boost them.
That's right.
Crazy. You thought Fiend Sanctuary was good before, now your tokens can gain attack points.
I don't care. It's they cannot attack, but again, remember the theme of this video. We do not follow rules.
It's not what we're here for.
We do not read cards. We do not care. Okay. Next up, we got respect play, because sometimes speed duel players can get very toxic. So it's very important for Konami to send a message to the community with a card like this. During the respective turns, each player must show their opponent their hand. Alright, not only is this sending a message, it is also making a very good card, Mind Crush, incredibly good. Alright.
Yeah, and what's nice is that if you're not sure what to do, you're showing your opponent your hand anyway, so you can ask them for advice.
It's true, yeah. Yeah. You're like, alright, look, you know I have this and this, so is it legal for me to go Aegis of Gaia, Child's Play, and then Uriah 3 turns later? And then they'll tell you no, but don't listen to them, do it anyway.
Yeah, they're your opponent. They're not trying.
Yeah, they're not going to give you good advice. It's disrespectful.
All right. Our next trap is remove brainwashing, because Konami heard that we didn't like how OP Inner Conflict was. So insert Slowpoke meme here. They're giving us remove brainwashing.
Yep, that's really not much else to say about
Control
that.
of all monsters on the field returns to the owners. It's a continuous trap. Your opponent literally cannot take control. So if your opponent tries to pull a Curse of and bring Snatch Steal to a tournament, too bad. You get to keep your monster.
Yeah, I want to point out a serious bit of synergy with this. Player Kaijus. Sure, there you go. Cool.
Yeah, true. Yeah, play a Kaiju, get it back. Actually, wait, that's actually good. Wait, we gave something good. Hold on.
Delete, abort. Okay. All right. The last two are reprints. Do your thing.
Yeah, the reprints. We have Quantum Cat and Swamp Mirror because they're monsters and they're traps and they're continuous traps. So they serve as monsters. They serve as continuous traps for Uriah. They're monsters. Swamp Mirror can even be a fiend for Raviel. So double synergy there.
Soaking the cat. Yep.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, exactly. Both. They both of them are double synergy for both Raviel and Uriah. Insane.
So we have cards that are double synergy for Raviel and Hamon, and we have cards that are no, they're not. Just kidding. Again, we're not following rules, so they could be. We have cards that are double synergy for Raviel and Uriah. Well, we're way off, but don't worry about it. It was a prank. It was a joke. Come back tomorrow for serious stuff, okay? And until Master Injustice, we're out.